So next up, we got Orochimaru. Here's gonna be a controversial take. Um, if we take Orochimaru based off of just the first era of Naruto, easy S rank. Easy S rank for Orochimaru for just episodes or I don't know what the chapters are. Episodes 1 through 134, I think, were the canon non-filler arc for Orochimaru. Orochimaru is like this looming threat the entire time. You fear Orochimaru. When you meet Orochimaru, Orochimaru really just shows up and shows out, and his presence is kind of like how Zabuza was. You know, it overtakes the screen. That music, the dramatic aura that he just brings to the table, you're just like, yeah, okay, this guy is serious. What does not help Orochimaru is Shippuden. Immediately from the jump, he's like in this. Well, okay, this is partially from like the first half, but you know, now he's in a state where he's like he needs to transfer his body to Sasuke, or else he's gonna be like dying essentially. And his whole thing is he wants to be immortal. He wants to live this long time so he can master all the jutsu and be this undefeated ninja, because he's experienced a lot of things in his past, PTSD and all that shit. But where Orochimaru fails is he immediately gets cut off by Sasuke. Sasuke is like, I'm not having this shit. You know, I don't care about your ambitions. My ambitions are higher than yours. Cool. That doesn't take away from Orochimaru. The more Orochimaru comes on screen in Shippuden, the less it's like you're this looming threat rather than just some annoyance. Like every time he's back on the scene, it's like, dude, what happened to the Orochimaru of old? Like we were kind of like afraid of you. Now it's like we can't take you serious. You're a joke. You're a joke character. You have all these experiments that don't go right. All these characters betraying you. Sasuke, Kabuto, what have you. But it doesn't take him too far down from S rank. I'm gonna put him in a high A rank because Orochimaru is still a very good villain. It's just Shippuden did him no favors. Moving on to Gaara. And of course, Gaara is not a villain long-standing in the Naruto series. So you have to judge him based off of when he was introduced as a villain to when he ended as a villain, and then nothing else. So as a villain, Gaara is an S rank villain. Gaara is a heavy hitter. He's a monster. He's a obstacle that everybody needed to overtake. He was ruthless. He was killing folks. He really just kind of made that Chunin exam feel more important than it was at first. Because at first it was like everybody wants to be a Chunin and advance to this new level. So your only threats was like the Sound Ninja and Orochimaru. But Gaara was always that threat underneath all that. He was just like this untamable monster that everybody was like kind of scared of. And he, for the most part, lived up to that. He had the one-tailed beast within him. So we're learning about the tailed beast now. Not only Naruto has a beast in him, but somebody else has it. And Gaara's, just comparing him to Naruto, like their stories being so similar, and just one wrong thing happened to Gaara where he could have been somebody like Naruto during that time, but he was treated completely like trash, as opposed to Naruto, who had other people, everybody did treat him like trash, but then he had people like Iruka eventually, and then he had the ramen guy who made Naruto more human. But Gaara being just opposed to Naruto really makes him shine as a villain. He was downright scary. He has one of the best fights in the series alongside of Rock Lee. And then another really great fight with Kimimaro later on. Just outstanding, but that was him as a hero. But going back to him as a villain, S rank. I can't say less about Gaara. Gaara's awesome. Here's gonna be a controversial thing that I'm pulling, because they're not technically like main villains, but they are villains of a certain arc, which is the best arc in Naruto, period. The Sasuke retrieval arc. So it's the Sound 4, which is, when you get down to it, it's not really 4 of them, but that's what they call them. Like 4 is up for the Sound 4. Uh, so I'm gonna run through these real quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. They're not that important. Um, we're gonna start with Drobo, the big guy, the absorb you, stuff like that. Not to say that his fight with Choji and things that Choji did was bad, but as a character, Drobo was not interesting. There was nothing outstanding about Drobo. So I'm gonna give him a D rank. He gets a D. Kido Maru is the spider guy who fought Neji. He at least had a cool design and a cool power set. Didn't do too much, again, to really wow me, which he wasn't supposed to. He was just kind of a mid-boss. All of them were mid-bosses for these characters. But Kido Maru, again, good design. Really didn't do much. So he's kind of mid, so I give him a C rank. Sakan and Ukon, they were a little bit more interesting than the rest of the base Sound 4 because they had a little twin magic going on. If you ever watch wrestling, you understand what twin magic is. They had a pretty cool power design, character design. Their fight with Kiba was pretty good. I know people for some reason don't like it as much, but I actually liked what they brought to the table. So I'm giving them a B rank because they felt a little bit more threatening. Like, I feel like other characters would have struggled more with it, and Kiba was just able to keep up. And Kankuro, of course, caught him off guard. And then last but not least is Tayuya, who fought Shikamaru. I'm gonna give her a C rank. I was gonna give her a D, not like that, like a D rank, but her character design and her power set being so closely related to actual sound. Like, out of all the characters in this freaking Sound 4, you actually have a sound ninja who's using sound in her strategies and everything, just being against Shikamaru. And then she was able to summon things with her flute. It was cool. And again, her character design was really good. And she probably had one of the best of the base Sound 4 ninjas designed for her curse seal to transformation. So I give her a C rank. Then we go down to Kimimaro, who is the surprise factor in that group. Kimimaro, I'll give him an A rank. I can't give him an S rank. Didn't have enough time on screen, but as you dug more into who he was, his Kekkei Genkai was awesome. His fight against Naruto, Gaara, Rock Lee, one of the best things that you could see. He had like a threatening aura about him too. One of the most popular characters at the time. I wish they did more with him, but surprisingly, I'm gonna give him an A rank. Very threatening character. If we didn't have the MacGuffin of him being sick and dying, he would have been a threat. And last but not least, in that arc ending the first half of Naruto before Naruto Shippuden is Sasuke. And I know Sasuke's real villain arc kind of extends to Shippuden, but I feel like it's not enough for me to just keep trying to jump back to characters like Sasuke. So I'll address him now. Sasuke, I will give a higher B rank. I can't give him an A rank. And here's why. Just doesn't do enough villainous acts. He's more of an antagonist and a rival to Naruto than a straight up villain. But he's enough of a villain that I can put him on this list. He's not like Haku, where it's like Haku really didn't do anything but do what Zabuza told him to do. Sasuke had a villain arc, but it was just not. It was kind of shrouded underneath everything else that was going on. It really was kind of like the B plot in a lot of ways to like a lot of the major villains. He was being very manipulated by his emotions at the time, which is, what teenagers do. So, but again, he was a good foil to Naruto. He was antagonistic. So I'll give him a high B rank. I can't give him anything lower than that. Because if I would give him a B rank, he would be like Sakan and Ukon. But I feel like Kimimaro as a villain is better than Sasuke. So that's my justification for that. I know you're not going to agree with that. Anyway, that was part 2 of me ranking the Naruto villains. Kind of in the process of finishing the third one right now. But just wanted to release that. Kind of give it a little space. But the next video will be all of Shippuden. I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. So I hope you enjoyed it. If not, whatever. But leave your ratings for the people that I rated in this specific video. If you want to go see part one is on my channel. And that I rated, I believe, a couple people, Mizuki, Zabuza, and I kind of glossed over Haku. But yeah, just give me some feedback on that and enjoy your day.